All right, here we are. We are live, back after 2 weeks. I say we. You know what, folks? I have a little bit of unfortunate news. I put in the chat or in the title that it's going to be Lisa's comeback, and I wasn't kidding. Let's welcome her back. She's finally back.
Hey, everybody. I forgot how to live stream.
Yeah, she's
Oh, I have to turn the volume down on my phone.
back to basics, back to, back to reality here. I had to tell her yesterday, hey, you're streaming with me tomorrow. You know that, right?
Yeah, I was like, I guess so.
Thank you, Curtis Crump, audio, video, good. Thank you, Brent Russell, for gifting a membership. And thank you, Rob Douglas,
Yes.
for becoming a member. No re-upping as a member, just happened to be while this live stream is
Awesome.
live. Now, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let you talk for a little bit. You weren't prepared for this, but you've been gone since February 26th, I believe it is.
Really? It's been that long?
I believe it has. Well, I just looked, as a matter of fact. And actually, I have it right here. It was, let me see here, 27th. February 27th was the last time that you streamed. So, give you an opportunity. Talk to everybody. Tell them how you're doing. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. I really don't even know what to say because it has been so long. But yeah, it's good to be back and be in the fish room. And if you look behind me, I feel really terrible about some of the plants that I let die in here. But I wasn't able to do a lot of stuff for a while. And getting up on a ladder wasn't a good idea for a little while either. But yeah, I'm good now. I know John was not, super informative about everything going on. And you know what? I don't want to bore everybody. I'll take 1 minute if you want to come back in 5 because you're not interested. That's fine too. But you know what? I feel like I can explain a little bit of it. I had started feeling really bad back in November, and it just started getting worse and worse. I wasn't able to go to the gym, and I tried to go to the doctors, but I couldn't make an appointment. It was crazy. And then it was holidays, and I was like, I can put it off until after the holidays. And then I went to the doctors, and I didn't get the help I needed, so I got a second opinion and went to a doctor that was willing to figure out what was going on. And long story short, it ended up being my endometriosis, which causes scar tissue. And it had the scar tissue had intertwined in my ovary and fallopian tube and caused it to attach to my colon. And things were just growing around each other and causing me all that pain, on top of other things too, being tired and pain, bleeding, blah, blah, blah. So I went in and had some stuff removed. They removed the girly stuff that was causing me problems. And so my incisions got better. I thought I was back to normal, and I ended up getting pitted edema, gained 10 pounds of water weight. I told John, I was like, something's not right with me. And I went to the doctors. They did blood work to make sure all that, my kidneys and stuff was working, because I tried to get on my feet too quick and go back to work and do things, a few days afterwards, and I should have still been taking it easy. And it caused me to do, swell up and everything. But yeah, everything's good now. And the past 4 or 5 days, I've been feeling like myself before November. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah. There you go.
She came to me the other day and said, for the first time, I feel really, really good.
Yeah.
And that was a blessing. I was very happy about that, because it's like, finally, can you start cooking dinner again, please?
Shut up.
But no, I'm joking. She never stopped cooking dinner. She did a lot of the things that she always did, but just did it a little bit slower and maybe for not as long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was never one of those scenarios where you were bedridden, except for right after the surgery.
Yeah, and even then, it was like we came home from the hospital, you put me in bed, and like 2 hours later, I'm standing in your office, and I'm like, I'm bored. You're like, go get in bed. You were just cut open and had body pieces taken out.
Yeah, I mean, but that was impressive though, because you were able to do that so fast. I mean, your recovery was pretty quick. We did have a little bit of a scare. What was it? The Monday afterwards?
Yeah, when I swelled up so bad, I was like, oh my gosh. And I knew what it was because I worked in healthcare. So yeah, I'm just glad it went away.
I was considering calling Charles Xavier because I needed a mutant to look at this, because your legs looked like they had mutated into something very weird. My special friends will get the Charles Xavier joke. But yeah, it's very exciting that you're back to normal. You're back out doing yard work and stuff, which is beautiful.
And thank you, everybody, for saying welcome back. And I also want to say thank you to everybody that reached out and emailed and, messaged and stuff, checking on me. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
You start to realize how much people care when things like that
You realize
happen.
who your friends are.
Yeah, and you mentioned I didn't give too many details. I gave enough details to make sure people didn't think it was, the worst. But I didn't want to give too much of your personal. You're weird about that kind of stuff.
I know.
So.
I don't like people really knowing my personal business. But I thought, why not this isn't that big of a deal. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. But a funny story, though, after my surgery, I was laying in recovery, which I think is like right there in the actual surgery room. I don't know. But I woke up and I look over and I'm still really loopy. And I look over and I see these 2 specimen cups. And I said, is that my ovary and fallopian tube and stuff? And the nurse said, yeah. And I said, can I see it? So they brought it over to me and I was like, can I hold it? And I'm like looking at it and I was like, this is so weird. They thought I was weird too, but I was out of it. I was just like, whatever.
I didn't have the pleasure or displeasure of seeing that, and I'm kind of glad, because when the doctor came out and told me everything went well and showed me the pictures, I was like, yeah, didn't need to see that. I saw a side of you I've never seen before, and that was a little weird. But no, I mean, that place was great. They did a really good job on you. And
oh yeah, they were really nice. They're good people there.
When they brought her out, I was just sitting in it's not even a waiting room. Like when you first go there, they bring you into a room where they do all of the pre-op stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then they wheeled you out of there and just left me in there. And I was just listening to everybody around me talk, which was hilarious. And then when they brought you in, the first thing you said was, I woke up.
Because that was a fear of mine. You remember, the anesthesiologist was like, do you have any concerns? And I was like, just make sure I wake up. I don't want to not wake up. One of the things I stressed about was being put under and not waking up. So that's funny that it was the first thing I said. I was like, I woke up.
I was very glad about that. That was, I mean, I wasn't afraid of that, but then again, I wasn't the one getting put under. So who am I to say? But no, I'm glad it's over. It was a humongous relief when you said you're back to your normal self. That's a beautiful thing. And doesn't she look amazing too? I mean, come on. This surgery had nothing to do with her appearance, but she sure does look better now than she did. So
silly. It's so funny. It's like I had a midlife crisis last night, and I even messaged Zen after I did it, but I had watched a YouTube video briefly. I saw a video and I was like, I'm doing that. I thought I was a hairdresser, so I stuck my hair back in a ponytail and I just snipped about this much off of it. But I had been cutting it drastically here and there over the last few months anyways, because one of the side effects I was having from my ovary acting up was I was losing my hair. And it was thinning, and it was just really hard on me to
Cry me a river.
Shut
Sorry.
up. But anyways, I chopped it off, sort of. It's not that short, but yeah.
Well, I can't say what I wanted to say. Oh, well, I can say
No,
it, because
don't
now
say
that
it.
would be weird. I was going to say it made you look younger, but
Oh, stop.
that would insinuate you looked older before, and that's just not the case. But
Yeah, it grows back quick, so watch it.
well, I mean, it makes no difference to me. I probably wouldn't have even noticed if you hadn't said that you did it. Like, but
Really?
I don't sit there and concern myself with how long your hair is. I just don't.
Okay. You would have noticed.
Now let's not get. We like to keep this G-rated here. Come on.
I thought like the ponytail. See, you would have noticed.
I mean, I probably eventually would have, but
Eventually, you're so funny.
But no, very glad to have you back here. I have no idea what we're going to talk about today, but I do know one thing we're going to talk about. When you first walked in, I got a text message from somebody
Darius?
that said, "Hey, to celebrate Lisa coming back, Darius from Northfin said, why don't we do a Northfin giveaway tonight?" So
That's
we're
so
going to do that. We didn't do it. We didn't put it in the title because we didn't know we were going to do it. If I'm being honest, life has been turned upside down. We've kind of neglected the giveaways lately, but we're going to do a Northfin giveaway at some point today. He didn't put any limits on it, so I could
You better not.
give away all of the Northfin food, but no. I wanted to mention briefly last week. I apologize about last week. Nothing worked out the way I expected it to with the event that I went to. Not that it was a bad event, but as far as being able to stream from the event like I had hoped to be able to do, it just didn't. It wasn't going to work out. And I was actually pretty frustrated, and I was just like, well, forget it. I'm going home. And I came home Thursday night, but I didn't get home till like 10:30. So I certainly was not going to stream on the way home, but the event was awesome. It was a different type of event than I've been to. It was not an event that just anybody could go to. It was for vendors and for fish stores. It was at one of our primary distributors that we deal with, and it was great. I did one video from there. I had a plan to do like 5 or 6 videos.
With Chris's son?
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I had a plan to do a bunch of them, and I was like halfway home. This place is almost 4 hours away. I was halfway home and I was like, oh, we were supposed to do all those videos tomorrow. So I didn't get to do those either, but I'll just do those myself. It's not a big deal. But the one video I did do was with the son of the owner of Carolina Aquatics. His name is Grayson, and he is awesome.
He's adorable.
It was a short, the video would have been like 5 minutes long, but I edited out all of the stuff. But he was hilarious, and he wants so badly to be a YouTuber. I think he's like 6 or 7.
He does a lot of
maybe 5
reels on Instagram.
On the Carolina Aquatics one.
Yes,
Yeah.
CA Wholesale. So if you go on Instagram and you look up CA Wholesale, he's on a lot of videos, and he's so cute. He's one of the people I wanted to meet if I was able to go, because he's so adorable.
He gets that from his mother. I met his mother for the first time. We all went out to dinner. I went out to dinner. How big time am I? The national sales representative for CCHA, the the president of CCHA USA, the owner of Carolina Aquatics, and then her husband, and then one of the primary reps from Kessel, the lighting company, Wendy Wilson. What an amazing group of people to go out to dinner with. That was Wednesday night. That was a lot of fun. It's obvious Grayson gets his personality from his mother.
It's so funny because when you bring them up, but I don't know, it was last year whenever they all went to CCHA in Italy.
Yep.
And Chris and his wife, they went, and everybody was sitting around eating, and they took a picture and put it on Facebook. I believe Chris had put it up on his Facebook. Yeah, he did. I scrolled through Facebook. I was looking, and the first thing I thought I saw was you. And I was like, who's he sitting by? Who's that woman? When was this? And it was Chris, because you and Chris look so much alike that, especially scrolling, I'm like, and that's the first time I saw her, and I was like, Oh, okay. That's Chris's wife. That's Chris.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. I was at his business, obviously. I had conversations with a minimum of 3 people, including the same guy twice.
Mm-hmm.
The entire conversation, they thought I was Chris.
Oh, that's funny.
And they're asking me about discounts and fulfillment and speed. And I'm just like, what?
I wonder how many people went up to Chris and said, I love your channel. I,
No, I don't think anybody did. It was only the other way around. And he thought it was hilarious. I really want to do a video with him too, because I think that's one of the things, the distribution side of this hobby is something that doesn't get really nobody really talks about that.
The middle person who kind of gets forgot about.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
they're
and
super important in
they
the
are
hobby.
the arteries of this hobby.
Yeah.
And without them, the fish stores don't have anything. And so I think it would be a really cool video. The problem is I've been there twice. It's 4 hours away, 3.5 hours away, 4 hours with P stops. And I've always had an agenda while I'm there. I haven't been able to just go there and just be there. So we'll just have to do that. You know what we'll do? We'll go to Asheville and visit the Biltmore, because we've lived in North Carolina for 3 years and we haven't gone there. And then on the way back through, we'll stop at Kernersville and we'll say hi to Chris.
Hold on, there's a question here. Audrey Flores asked, Lisa, this one's for you. What would you recommend for houseplants to stick in the back of a 20-gallon long nano tank other than pothos? Do you have aquarium plants already in your tank? Just curious, because sometimes what I have found, if you have a planted aquarium or a planted tank already, and then you go and you stick in house plants, they start to absorb a little bit more of the stuff that your aquarium plants need in the aquarium, and then they're like working against each other. I feel like that's what I have found. But because I've used monsteras, I've used clippings of monsteras. I start them off in a container first and let them root a little, then I stick them in there. Some people just stick it straight in there. It's not a big deal, but I personally like to start outside of my tank that way. And again, like pothos, philodendron, there's a variety of other kind of monstera plants, that vine and stuff that you can use. And then I know a lot of people will say peace lily. I think someone actually did. Yeah.
Cecil Mayberry said that.
So, and they're nice too. If it's a 20 long though, yeah, you're kind of limited, I think. So, because the roots really go in there and take over if so.
On the topic of plants.
Yeah.
Huge shipment of plants got added to our inventory yesterday. If you've been wondering about that, there was quite a few of our very popular ones that were out of stock, and they are out of stock no longer. But the more important news, now you would think that you need a shirt that says not Chris or Jason. Yeah, that's funny. Definitely get mistaken for Chris more than I do Jason. Chris is Jason, if you've ever seen him in person, Jason is in very good shape. He's a very well-built man. I am not, and neither is Chris. So I get mistaken for, and plus Jason's beard goes way down, and Chris is tight like mine. But anyway, I learned something yesterday. Not yesterday. It was, what day was it? Monday, Tuesday? You would think, being in the industry the way I am, having the contacts that I do, you would think I would have known about a new product that is coming out that's going to shake the world up.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, I guess it will, because I'm not talking about the one I saw the video of yesterday. I can't go into detail about that yet. There's another new product coming out that is...
You probably shouldn't talk about that one
Yeah,
either.
that one is... Oh boy, that one's going to shake up. And these three actually should be available all right around the same time. They'll be available. But the one that I learned of the other day is a new and improved version of a product that is the best on the market, period. And I've said it 1,000 times. You think I'm going to say the Seachem title? No, I'm not. I'm talking about the Fluval 3.0 is now the Fluval Plant 4.0. And the funny story about that is I learned on Monday that they had upgraded and redone the Aqua Sky 2.0, which is now the 3.0. And I was like, that's really exciting. That must mean that the Plant 4.0 and the Reef 4.0 is going to be coming out soon. And wouldn't you know it, within 5 minutes of that, I saw that that the Plant 4.0 is out there now too. Now, this is not something that's available in the United States yet. The Aqua Sky 3.0 is only with select retailers and the big box stores, which is, Fluval does what they do. I'm not going to argue with them. The 4.0, I don't even believe is available in the United States yet. However, there are some YouTubers in the UK that have gotten their hands on it, and I'm so jealous of that. But when we're talking about the consumer grade of lights, and what I mean by that is the lights for normal people.
Oh.
There are lights out there like the AIs and the Kessels. Kessel, I've maintained it.
Kessels.
I've maintained this opinion for as long as I've been in fish keeping. There's nobody that makes a better light than Kessel. However, they're super pricey, so I wouldn't call them for normal people. They're the Bugatti of the fish keeping hobby.
Like people with goldfish tanks.
Typically, you would not see lights that are $400 a piece on a goldfish tank, but you're
Hey,
very
I think
fortunate.
it looks really good on there. So
We're very fortunate to know people at Kessel, and that helped us out a lot there. But nobody makes a better light for Kessel than Kessel. But they're, we're fortunate in that we're in the industry, so we get products sent to us to review and stuff like that. We wouldn't be buying Kessels if we had to buy all of these things, just because we ain't got it like that. But we would be buying the 4.0, and that's what I mean. It's the high end of the consumer grade lights, the lights for normal people. There's not a better light in the industry than what was 3.0, now 4.0. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm also really excited about the fact that we will be offering them on the website. Talked to my Fluval guy today, and I was like, the second I can get them, I want them. So, but they're not available yet. And I don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get into all of that. I guess it's not a problem to get into it. Nobody likes it. I mean, as far as the fish keeping industry, because so much of our industry is dependent on China, the tariffs are definitely gonna hurt this industry. But what I do know, and I talked to a lot of vendors last week, what the kind of general consensus is yeah, this really sucks. However, we have enough of a stockpile of inventory where by the time we sell out of that inventory, they will hopefully have figured everything out, and the tariffs will go back down and everything will be back to normal.
Well, I hope so.
And that's what I'm hoping too. Fluval is a company that has origins in Germany. I believe, at least, a lot of their products are made in Italy. The Rolf C. Hagen Group is a German company, but there are quite a few of their products are manufactured in China. I mean, everything is these days. And so I don't know if that's going to affect it and price us out of that, but I don't think it will.
So guess what lights I use on my 75 gallon, or is that a 55?
It's a 55.
My 55
I know
gallon
the answer,
fry
but I'm
tank.
not going to answer it.
Best light in the whole world. I even have Val in there growing wonderfully.
Best light in the whole world if you want a tank full of algae, but it's not. You're
No,
keeping control of that
I
one.
put 2 mystery snails in there to help with that, and so far they're not bothering them. But it's the window, the light, natural light, best light in the world, nature.
You know, we're trying to sell some lights here, lady. No, I'm
We
just
don't
kidding.
got 'em yet.
We don't even sell them yet. I'm really excited though when we do have them. But you're right. I mean,
All like my
your most successful planted
bowl.
vessel of water is
Yeah.
the bowls from Diana, and you know they're absolutely
They're- yeah.
exploding, and nothing.
From
There's never
window
been a
light.
light.
Yep.
Never been a light on them. So I've banged up my Fluval Planted 2.0 for over 5 years. Is still going strong. Yeah, I mean, anybody that tells you the 2.0, 3.0, and now 4.0 is not the best light in the industry, they don't know what they're talking about. I've never heard anyone say that. I mean, everyone, it's kind of like unanimous. Everybody loves those lights. Yes, they're pricey. So if you're somebody that price is a factor, which I understand, and you say, well, I like this particular light because I can get 2 of them for the price of one of the Fluvals, I get that. That makes it a more affordable light. Doesn't mean it's not a better light.
Now I don't have any experience with that light, so I can't give my personal
We
opinion.
have one right there. What are you talking
Where?
about? On that 75 right there?
Which one? The one that's off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Well, there's no plants in it, and it doesn't.
No, and it's the reef version anyway,
Yeah.
not the plant version.
So, my favorite by far is one we aren't going to sell, and I like it a lot.
The Aqualife.
I love the Aqualife. I love what it does to the aquarium that you have in the bathroom.
It is.
The plants they just explode. That tank looks amazing.
It does. And you know, Joe actually just asked about that. Any movement on the Aqualife lights? So listen, so here's the thing. I love that light too. I absolutely love it. And it is substantially, Joe knows because he's bought some of them, substantially cheaper than the Fluval. Not cheaper than the Aqua Sky, but cheaper than the Plant 3.0 or 4.0. The issue is I reached out to them early this week and asked about the tariffs and you know what kind of an impact is this going to have. And I'm just being brutally honest. I didn't have the highest level of confidence in the response that I got, not concerning the price, but concerning whether they're going to be able to supply the lights to us. So, and I don't know that to be the case, but I got a little bit, you know, I was upset by that. Not upset at the company. It's not like I'm all of a sudden I hate Aqualife or I'm mad at them. No, not at all. It's a great light. I will maintain that forever. But I was upset because I was like, man, I really wanted to bring that in, but I just don't have the confidence that it's going to be available to us. Mm-hmm. And that's when I learned about the Aqua Sky and then learned about the Plant 4.0. So the decision was kind of made for us based on, you know, the best light in the industry or,
Right.
you know, one that we're
That
gonna
I
struggle
think
to
is
get.
the best. Not everybody not everybody knows that. So it's kind of
Yeah.
hard.
How expensive is the new Fluval Planted 4.0? It's not. If you have been looking around Amazon at all of the junk that's sold on Amazon, you will be shocked when you see the 4.0 price. I don't know the price exactly yet, but I know the 3.0 was in the range of like $230 to $240 for a 4-footer, which is what, Diane, you would want on that 55. But again, there isn't a better light. It's just not even up for debate.
Except Kessel.
Well, again, I have to specify it's the best light for the normal people.
Right.
If you're setting up an aquarium like Andrew Sandler, you don't even have to be at that level, but if you're setting up something that is super high end and you want to go to the absolute next level, you're a guy that, or a lady that would go to the GMC dealership and say, I only want the Denali Ultimate. That's my speed. That's the group that would be going and getting the Kessels and the AIs. And there's some other like boutique brands out there that I've never heard of that, they're selling lights that a 4-footer is $650.
Hi, Daniel.
That's a bit of a stretch, but for normal people, that mid 200 range is high end. That is a lot. It's a lot for us too. So, but I don't think there's a better light out there than that. What is the light that Jason likes? Aqua Illumination, yes, and I've heard great things about that brand. Never experienced them myself, other than seeing them at Aquashella, and they looked great. I don't have anything negative or positive to say about them because I don't have experience. But what I will say is I trust Jason 100%. If he says they're good lights, they're good lights.
Yeah.
And he swears by them. So anyway, I don't know what got me off on that tangent, but I am so excited about those and cannot wait for them to be available in the United States. When they are, we'll have them.
Did you want to talk to everybody and let them know why a Tank Talk podcast didn't come up on Monday?
I don't even remember the reason.
Because you didn't make one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was the same kind of a thing. Last week I was gone. We were going to have to redo the schedule. And my schedule and Jason's schedule just didn't line up. So we were like, all right, well, you know what? It's the late spring, early summer doldrums. You know, nobody's really on YouTube anymore anyway. So we'll just take a week off. And but we're recording tomorrow. So there you go. New episode this Monday. And we've got some good topics. And he has a guest lined up that I do not know. So that'll be a fun one that I'll sit back and I'll listen to because I don't know the guest. It's one of Jason's people. So it's going to be, I love those. Those are my favorite. I just sit there and listen to them talk. Kessels are good for marine, but the Chinese brands, Chihiro's, Weak Aqua, Korean, Twin Star. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't know how to say all these. Are the best at bringing out the reds and plants and fancy. Yeah, see, those are the brands that I was talking about that I couldn't remember the name. The Chihiro's, whatever, Weak Aqua, those are super expensive. Those are like at that Kessel level. And if we're being honest, Jose Davila, not many people know about those brands because they're just out of reach for most, including me. So, you know, that's the Bugatti level. The Bugatti, the Rolls Royce, the Pagani, all of those crazy European brands that are $1 million for cars. You know, for me, it's more of the Escalade level, which would be the Fluval 4.0. Oh. Anyway, that just went weird. I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad you brought that up, though, Jose, because I was having a hard time remembering the name of those. But I will say, Weak Aqua, horrible name for a brand. That's a terrible name. Sorry. They probably make a great light, but that's a terrible name for a company. Anyway.
Okay. I know this is super random, but that's just how I roll. I came in here last night to, feed everybody and everything and lock up. And Carl had knocked over the carnivore.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm picking it up, and while I'm picking it up, he's eating it. So I know he does it on purpose because he likes to eat carnivore.
He does.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever I feed this tank, which is basically whenever you don't.
We have to hide the carnivore from Carl.
If I am feeding them, he sits here on the ground and goes meow, meow, waiting for me to give him some of the carnivore.
He thinks they're cat treats. So
yeah,
funny.
He does. He's a crazy cat. On the topic of carnivore, let's do 2 Northfin giveaways today. We won't go crazy.
Oh, my
I'm gonna
Chat wasn't working. Now I see it's moving.
pull up the giveaway software that I use. Uh-oh. It's not automatically hooked up now. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
I see Whip's in here. Hey, Whip.
I got to get this all set up here again. Okay, here we go. So now that I have this pulled up, here's how this works. Let me make sure these commands aren't set up because I don't want it to start saying stuff in our chat. So here's how it works. If you are active in the chat,
Oh.
you will be entered into this giveaway. But you do have to be in the United States. Now, I'm just going to say something because I think I can work it out. If you are a Canadian follower of the channel and you are here now, you can win too. And I can say that confidently because I can, instead of Darius sending us food to replenish what we give away, I can just have him send it to those people, and I'm sure he would be delighted to do
so,
that
too.
for Canadians. But because they're in Toronto, in case you all
Right.
didn't know. So I wasn't telling you that. I know you know that, but
Yeah. But thanks
so
for reminding me.
sorry. So Canadian or U.S. North American viewers that are in the chat will be able to win. But I'm going to give it a little time so that it can build up a little bit because it's supposed to be people within the last 15 minutes who are active. So there we go. You just don't know when I'm going to push the button. I'm going to push the button in a little bit, and when I push it, there will be a giveaway person selected.
What food are we giving away?
Well, you have to decide that.
I think we should give away community because that's very popular.
No brainer.
And kelp wafers. I'd say the 250 gram bags of each.
Okay.
Community, pellets, and kelp wafers. Good stuff. Good stuff.
It is. It's definitely good stuff. Our two best sellers too. So
Yep.
it makes sense. You know, that's got to tell you something. The reason why, I mean, a product's good when it's your best seller.
Yeah.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I can pretty confidently say the kelp wafers are our best seller. Now, I wish I could show this, but there is no stipulation of being a subscriber or being a member or anything like that either. As a matter of fact, I just set it up to where anybody that's in the chat is available, but it does not have the option of only selecting North American viewers. So that's how it's going to have to be. My next order to KG Tropicals, I need to get food. You know what, Roy, you had no intention of reminding me of this, but as we wait for people to be active in the chat, for some reason, Roy Baker's comment just reminded me. I am working diligently, ladies and gentlemen, with Shopify at the moment, which is who we use for our website. If you have gone on our website and you have experienced a redirect to another site,
Yeah.
please understand this is one of the most frustrating things in my life right now. I don't know why it's happening. It is certainly not something that's set up by me, but and it's super frustrating. So if you go to our site and that happens to you, just understand that has nothing to do with us. We didn't do it. And don't click anything on those sites. I don't know who it is. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it has nothing to do with us. So, and hopefully it's fixed, but I don't know. The problem is it doesn't happen to me when I go on there.
It happened to me. I showed you.
I know, but it doesn't happen to me. So I'm talking to the technical guys at Shopify, or actually where I bought my theme, and they're like, "Can you show me?" And I'm like, "It doesn't happen to me, so I can't show you." So, but it's being looked into, and I hope that it gets resolved 20 minutes ago. Hacked? I don't think so, because nothing else has happened. I think really it's some kind of a scammer somehow attached themselves to our site. And I don't even know if it's a scam, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even know what it is. I just know that there's been people that have commented about that, and it drives me crazy.
Well, not that you all are looking out for us.
No,
but
not that part.
That the people are doing it, actually being scammers.
I mean, there's nothing I hate more than a scammer. All right, I'm clicking the button. I'm going to click the button. I'm going to click it right now. You ready for me to click it right now? I'm going to click it right now. That is a name I have seen in this chat so many times.
Oh, yeah.
High Performance Trucking.
Congratulations.
You, my friend, are the winner. Very exciting. Not that if I hadn't seen this person in the chat before, it wouldn't have been exciting. I'm excited for anybody that wins. But there it is. Should have announced it in there. Yes, congratulations, High Performance Trucking. I believe you've ordered from us before, too.
Pretty sure.
I don't know for certain. Email me at kgtropicals@gmail.com.
It's always hard to remember, like, the screen or the YouTube name versus somebody's real name. So
yeah, he doesn't order under the name High Performance Trucking. So if you have ordered from us, just let us know. Let me know your name, and I'll look it up, and I'll already have all your information. If you have not ordered from us, that's totally fine. Just give me your information, and I will send it there. Lisa will actually ship it out tomorrow, because I'll be recording podcasts.
Yep. You never know what'll happen tomorrow.
I'm looking at, what do you mean?
You just never know what I'm going to do. You're going to be busy. I could do water changes, pack orders, go shopping. You just never know. Say I'm working and leave.
I mean, the driveway's right there. I see you drive out. So where's she going?
I'm just kidding.
No, you do whatever you want to do. I mean, what am I going to do about it? For me, I only get redirected on Android in my Brave web browser. I can go back a page and refresh to avoid the redirect.
Maybe it's an Android thing, because my phone is Android.
It could be. And maybe because I'm a smart person and I use all Apple products, it doesn't happen to me. That could be it. Let me do this real quick, because I am behind. Finsanity donated 5 memberships. I might have already said that. Dennis came in and did it too. He's back on track.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Doing that every week. 5 memberships from Dennis. JR re-upped after 3 months. Welcome back. Mom Dog said, Lisa's amazing. Lisa looks amazing,
Thank you.
She said.
That's so sweet.
And then Joe put up a couple exclamation points. Not sure what that's all about. Kaylin Shepard said, welcome back, Lisa, with the $2 super chat.
Thank you.
Another name we see in here quite often. Thank you for that, Kaylin. Leo's Aquariums and Reptiles. I am the new Pope.
Oh, yeah, there's a new Pope.
Is there a new Pope?
He's American.
Oh.
The first American Pope.
That's cool.
He's from Chicago.
I am not. Well, I wonder if Jason knows him.
And his name is Leo. He's going to be Pope Leo, so that's probably why Leo said that.
That's funny. That makes sense. What do they call him? Your Excellency? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm not a religious person, but I'm also not Catholic, so I wouldn't have known that. So, but cool. I know the Pope is a very important person, so yes. Cool. I'm glad about that. Kevin Ullery, that got weird, and I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Kevin Ullery said, hello, all. Cal just wanted me to say hi to you all. Plus, I got me a new job.
Oh, nice.
So I'm eating me some ice cream.
Good job, Kevin.
Well, that's cool,
Can
Kevin.
you believe Superman's almost 2 years old?
That's insanity. That's
Speaking
insanity.
of cats, I actually have new ones that are coming around. One of them, I saw it last night because I woke up in the middle of the night. I had to get something to drink, and I came downstairs and I looked outside. It looked just like Carla does now.
Oh, boy.
fluffy and looks like the fluffy tail with the same, markings as Carl and Carla. And then the one that I showed you a video of where it looks like it's a robber because it's black and it has the white around the eyes and a white around the mouth. It looks like it's wearing a ski mask. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got a new cat.
Yeah, that's cute. I don't get to see these. You show me pictures of them, but I haven't seen them. 13's enough.
We're down one.
Did you see the look on her face when I said that? 13 is enough, lady.
Yeah.
I mean, get that barn fixed up. Maybe you can have 37 of them back
Well,
there
I
for all I
feel
care.
better now. So, yeah, that's my goal.
Look out.
Because I found an area. I told you I saw a kitten. I found kittens under that house, that old super old house when I went walking the other day. I know it was a kitten. Its little head popped up, so I took treats back, thinking I might be able to catch it, and I couldn't find it. Oh, I tried.
What a shame. Finsanity did then say, welcome back, Lisa. Any movement on the Aqualife lights? We've already addressed that. Pope
Thanks,
Leo said, have I ordered from you guys? He has a time or two. I need my skimmer for my AC 110. So here's the thing.
Oh, aren't we going to get those
Yeah,
next?
we are.
Yeah.
My fluval guy emailed me 2 weeks ago to say that they're finally available. When they released the aqua clears, they weren't ready yet. The skimmers weren't ready yet. We have not, since we found out that they're available, we have not had to reorder fluval. So next time we do, we'll bring them in. I was on the fence about them because I'm like, the number one complaint we get about the title is the skimmer. So even though I don't have a problem with it, if you keep your aquarium full, it's not an issue. If your title's making noise, it's probably because the water's low. But if there is a complaint, it's that there's the skimmer on that filter. And so I was like, nobody's going to want a skimmer on the aqua clears, but I guess Pope Leo does. That's probably disrespectful to really call him that, isn't it? Leo wants that. But no, we're going to get him anyway.
Just say fake Pope Leo.
Yeah, imposter Pope Leo.
Yeah.
But no, we will get him, Leo, and I just don't know. She handles our inventory, so she could tell you when she'll be ordering fluval again.
Probably, I'm going to be ordering next week, so it'll probably be a couple weeks and they'll be in.
We usually get fluval stuff pretty quick.
Yes, they are quick.
And I'm going to count down the days until we can get those lights. But I don't even know if I said this before. A month to 2 months, the Aqua Sky 3.0 and the Fluval Plant 4.0 will be available. And here's the $1 million question. The Reef 4.0, or the Reef 3.0, which is what I have right there, is an amazing light for freshwater tanks, particularly African cichlid tanks. That's why I got it. Because you remember when I first came back to the hobby, had my little break, came back in 2018, you know what I'm talking about? That was going to be a peacock tank. So I put that on there. I don't know if we're going to have the money to bring that in too, though. The Reef light and the plant light and the Aqua Sky. We'll have to figure all that out. But
You should read Leo's question.
let me guess, it's one that I can't answer.
No.
Oh, no.
Do it.
The real question is, I know the answer to this. Does Lisa prefer the title or the new ACs? I know the answer, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Why? He asked you. He didn't ask me.
Oh, he said at KG Tropicals. He didn't say John.
He would have said at Lisa.
She prefers, drum roll please, the Aqua Clear.
I do.
And
I
she
even have
has
it.
like 4 titles in operation right now, and put a Aqua Clear on that fry tank, and she prefers that one.
Yep, I do.
Listen, Aqua Clear has been my number 2 for as long.
For hang on the back.
Hang on the back filters, yeah.
yeah.
But there's one coming out very soon that might be better than both of them. I'm just saying. We'll have to see about that. But listen, fake Pope Leo, if I'm being brutally honest with you, if I was setting up a tank that was for, the appropriate size for a hang on the back, I personally would be happy with either one of them. I wouldn't be like, okay, I'll settle for this. No, I like them both. I like them both a lot. I have maintained forever that the title is the number one. And so that would be my first choice. But if Lisa was like, no, we only have 2 110s left, I don't want to take that out of inventory, take one of the fluvels, I would be fine with that because I love that filter. So
I really do. I really do like it. I'm not trying to down the title or anything. I'm not going to say anything negative about it, but I just really feel like I found my filter as far as hang on the back for now.
You just wait.
We'll see.
You just wait because somebody's going to mix something up. Going to mix it up in a big way. And all I'm going to say is there's a filter coming out that if you took all the best features and you put them all into one and then added even a few more things that nobody else has ever done, that's what you're going to get with this new filter. And I can't wait because it's going to be amazing. So, and probably will be available around the same time as the Fluval Lights. It is not a Fluval product.
Whip said, my Tidal 110 makes so much noise I can't hardly stand it, and the water is not low. Only one of the 3 that I have, but still, it is very frustrating. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I've had that happen too, and it is frustrating, and I don't like it either. It's like I have to get something and put it behind it to tip it forward so that it doesn't make that noise. Now, it's not on...
Oh, you mean you have to set it up properly? Oh, that's interesting.
Well... What are you trying to say? You put a hang on the back filter on the back of your tank. You expect that's all you got to do. Oh no, let me get this little thingy and put behind there too to make it go forward. And that's not all of the tanks. It's just my 125 that does it. So I think it has a lot to do with your make and model tank as well. Because that lip.
Whip, I know you know this, but have you cleaned out your impeller? Because that's the only thing that
said
can make noise.
One of 3 does it.
Well, okay, but that's the only thing. And they do have a warranty. So I'm just saying. I know you've ordered from us a lot. I don't know if you ordered the titles from us. If you ordered a title from us and you've had a problem with it, how dare you not tell me until now? I would have taken care of you. I would have taken care of any customer that has a problem. Or I would put you in contact with the right person at CChem who will. As a matter of fact, it was kind of funny when our CChem rep was at the event that I went to last week. And the first thing he did was...
Can you not let him watch this episode so he knows I said that?
Oh, yes, because he will give you a hard time.
His name is Carl, too, and we know how Carl is.
He will give you a hard time. But the first thing he asked me about... How did things go with that customer and that customer? Because there's very rarely problems with the titles. And so he remembers if there was, he asked me about a customer from 6 months ago. And then one that we just had a couple of weeks ago that was totally not using the filter right. But I sent him a new one anyway. And apparently the problem went away, which was interesting.
Yeah, the only time besides the one time from that specific aquarium, if it makes noises if the water is low, and that's my fault. That's user error, not... Yeah. Amen.
I'm a fan of my AC. Picked it over the title because of John, Jason, and Corey all complaining about the skimmer. No, John didn't complain about the skimmer, unless you're talking about another John. I don't know. Is there another John that's on YouTube? No, and Corey has ulterior motives, so I got to worry about that. Jason's number one title, or number one hang on the back, is the title also. So what are you going to do? But you made a good choice. The Vulcan Brady, the title and the AC are neck and neck. They really are. It's just a matter of what your preferences are. And a lot of people do not want the title simply because of the skimmer.
I like the inside part of the title. Like, I love the basket. It's so easy to change everything out. You just pull it out and you clean everything and you put it just right back in there. It's awesome. It's great. So.
Well, wait till you see this new one. Game changer.
You got to see it. I didn't get to see it.
I got to see it. I am privileged for sure. Are you going to be ordering the 4.0 Lite? You bet you know what. We will be. As long as the 187% tariffs don't price it out of our... I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think everything's going to work itself out. But yeah, our intent is absolutely to bring that in. Yeah. Will he make Catholics great again? I have no idea. I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know how that works. Lady 10... just installed my AquaClear filter that I got from you. Absolutely love it so far. Any tips for dwarf sage and dwarf chainsword? 20-gallon medium light. Thanks, Elizabeth from Tennessee.
Jeez. I don't know. My sage goes nuts.
Yeah, I was just about to say, both of them are put them in water and watch them grow. They're like chia pets.
I mean, mine grow really well. I mean, this could go with any. I could say this about any plant, but as far as my dwarf sage, you plant it, you don't vacuum the substrate, you let the fish poop become the fertilizer, and it is going to go crazy. And you will have so much dwarf sage, you won't even know what to do with it. I have like an entire bowl of it because Diana had planted 1 or 2 little dwarf sages in there. Now the whole bowl has it. It's just beautiful. Well, and mine too. The 5-gallon bowl has it. And then my 10-gallon, it just goes crazy. And I love the wild look of it. Like, I don't clip it and replant it and stuff. I just let it grow and do its thing. I just think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as tips, that's really all you need. She just did a great job. There's really nothing else to it. Those are both plants that are going to grow by way of shoots. They're going to send shoots out, and more plants are going to pop up. So
get some snails, because the snails will poop in your substrate and also cause it to have more fertilizer. And plus, certain snails will aerate the substrate to help your plants grow better. So snails.
I forgot what it was like to be interrupted every single time I talk on live streams.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good. I'm glad I don't have to do all the talking anymore. I swore you could have mentioned it was noisy. My apologies, sir. No, no apology necessary. I wasn't offended by that at all, Vulcan Brady, but I'm one of the few people that doesn't complain about the skimmer. I think it's actually kind of cool. I mean, it's not an issue for me. I mean, it was done because apparently it's a big deal overseas.
Apparently.
She's back, y'all. But no, I mean, I've never had a problem with the skimmer. I do think it's unnecessary, but it doesn't bother me. And I've been saying the tidal filter is the best hang on the back filter for years, and it's had the skimmer the whole time. So I wouldn't have said that if I didn't believe it. So you didn't offend me at all. I had to drill out the basket to get my tidal 75 to flow on high without overflow. What?
Read it again.
I had to drill out the basket to get my tidal 75 to flow on high without overflow.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I've never heard of someone doing that.
Was it like stuffed with the sponge and the polishing pads, not like...
You're asking me, I don't know.
Cleaned or something? I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
That's another thing that I've heard people, I've seen people online complain about. Oh, the tidal filter has these bypass issues. Well, if your media isn't jammed in there so thick that water can't flow through it, or your media isn't so caked with nastiness that the water can't flow through it. Bypass is not an issue, and there is not a hang on the back filter on the planet that will not bypass clogged media.
I've done it. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Roy Baker said, I'm near Fayetteville, North Carolina. There's nowhere around that I have found that has Fritz products. Now, I'm only asking because you just recently last week went to an event and met.
I don't know how many of those people were near Fayetteville, though. It's pronounced Feffiette, don't forget.
So he was there, and there were other fish store owners there. So that's why I was asking you if you know.
I did meet quite a few fish stores, but I don't believe any of them were in the Fayetteville area.
And watch, one is watching. He's like,
yeah, how dare that jerk.
Yeah.
And I just need to. When did David? 2013 was when he went to boot camp.
Oh yeah, Paris Island.
So 13 years ago.
No, that's 12.
12 years ago. So she would have been 14. So my daughter, who was 14 at the time, we were driving down to Paris Island, and she saw the sign for Fayetteville, and she said, I've never heard of Feffiette before.
That was funny.
So now every time I see Fayetteville, I say Feffiette. I don't know. I failed her. I don't know how.
No, she was just like taking a piece of my language and.
Yeah, just coming up with her own words. That's all.
Yeah.
Zen Ginger said, so glad you're back, Lisa. Also getting close to 6 years. John, knock it off. Get off my back, lady. Jeez, she gave me such a hard time for so long, and now she's already giving me a hard time, and it hasn't even been 6 years.
Wait, has it? No, wait.
She's at 5 years. She's one of the few that has that gold 5.
Nice.
Zen's been around a long time, so she's allowed to get away with that stuff.
Yeah.
Matthew Ploden, she's getting back all the love. He's like, what am I, chopped liver? Oh, I mean, listen, it should be that way. I should be the one. I mean, everybody loves Lisa over me. Come on. That's common sense. I would too if I was watching.
You're the one we go to events. Everyone says, hey, KG. Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Hey, KG.
Meanwhile, I'm standing over in the corner by myself, and she has a line of people waiting to meet her.
Whatever.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Anyway.
Bobby, Lucille. No, it's not Lucille. I'm sorry, Bobby. I said your last name wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's a cat avatar, so it'd be a good friend of yours. Do you know if it's possible to replace the hose on a python? One of my cats is obsessed with chewing on it.
Oh, so is Carl.
Also, welcome back, Lisa. He's also obsessed with chewing on this, but it's not hooked up to anything, so he can't hurt anything.
Oh.
And I broke it, so there's that too. But you know what? I would imagine you could replace the hose if you wanted to get it.
You could take it off of the tubing.
Well,
so
yeah, I don't think that's the question. I think it's more, where can I get it? Get the hose. But the thing is, I don't know if Python sells just the hose. I don't know. You might have to replace the whole daggone thing, but no, I was going to say you could get the smaller one and just use, but that
Python's like, nope,
sense.
if it breaks, you have to buy a new one. We don't give replacement anything.
But the thing is, they have so many parts available. Python does. I mean, you can buy the sync adapters and all the little fittings and stuff like that. You can buy all the things. I would imagine they would have the hose available, but I am not certain. Okay, here's the clarification. Added more holes to the bottom of the white media basket with 2 coarse sponges and a handful of lava rock, all fresh. Had overflow on high without extra holes.
Huh.
Now, when you're saying overflow, are you saying it was bypassing the media? Because that's different than overflowing. Like, overflowing to me is putting water on the floor. But I think what you mean is bypassing. And again, I mean, it's not something I haven't heard before. But in the overwhelming majority of circumstances where people come to me with that issue, it's almost always the media is clogged up and not letting it flow through.
You know what? I mean, why even use all that media? Just buy your own little spongy stuff and stick it in there and let it.
But there's that too.
I don't know. I think the extra media stuff that goes and like hanging the back filters is just scammy anyway. Please don't tell anybody that. Don't tell Seachem or anybody.
Or your husband that is in 50% owner of a business with you that sells that stuff. Welcome back to the live stream.
Well, I'm just as a fish keeper giving advice on how to save money. Go get the, what is it called, polyfill or whatever. Just stick it in there. There you go. Cheap.
How many ways can Lisa sabotage our business in one live stream?
You know what? I go to the dollar store and I buy stuff on sale, and I see it at other places, and I'm just like, I tell people, I'm like, you need to go to the dollar store. You can get it way cheaper.
Hey, listen, I tell people the same thing. I'm not arguing with you, but we do sell those things because a lot of people like to buy
them. And they're
them.
really good products.
Yeah, they're the best. They're just a big scam.
You know what I mean?
You better hope Carl is not watching this, because he is going to...
I'm not talking about like your Matrix and your Purigen and all that. I'm just talking about like the sponges and the polishing pads and all that stuff. I mean, it's great. It's great products. It's specifically meant. They're all specifically meant for each hang on the back filter and stuff. All of them do it. AquaClear, Fluval, they all have their things, and they make it to where it's easy for you to know what to put in it. I'm just saying, after you've been in it a while, if you got a lot of tanks, you got to save money so you can buy more fish or food.
Where I will agree with you is I do believe people replace those too frequently. And I don't think they need to. But if that's your thing, the amount of sponges that we sell that are for the titles and the amount of media that we sell for the AquaClears would blow your mind. So apparently a lot of people disagree wholeheartedly with what you just said.
And it's fine. I just think that there are some people that maybe just don't know that you can take out these pieces in the, in your hang on the back filter and just clean it. Clean it really well. Put it back. You don't have to go buy a new one.
That's definitely true. My FX6 is blowing micro bubbles out of the outtake. Should I replace the tubing? The hose is around $35. Okay. Here is my opinion on that. Why do I even need to say that? If I'm going to say it, obviously it's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think if the
I told you to say it.
If the hose was bad, I think it would be obvious because you'd have water on the floor. There is air infiltrating the system from somewhere, and it should not be a difficult thing to figure out where that's coming from. It could be the hose, but more than likely, there's a little something in one of the seals, whether that be the O-ring that attaches the lid to the bucket itself. It could be one of the fittings that attaches the hoses to the filter. There's a lot of different places. It could be a grain of sand that's just causing the smallest little pinhole in one of those seals that's causing it. My strategy would be to first go through and you don't have to go buy some fancy sealing thing. Just use Vaseline on all of the gaskets. The one that attaches the hose to the filter itself and the O-ring that attaches the lid to the bucket. I would try that first because the Vaseline will fill in that little teeny whatever it is. I would try all of those things before I would replace the hose. $35 can go a lot of places other than buying that hose. So the other thing, and I've seen this before in my own tanks, I love the FX6. I love it so much. It's probably the best filter on earth for the right aquarium. Not a big fan of where the hose for the return attaches to the fitting that goes in the aquarium. If it's not lined up perfectly, you can get a little tiny bit of air there too. It's really, really difficult to explain, but it has like a long rubber thing that you stick the hose into. And I'm not a fan of that. It's a friction fit. I feel like it should be something that's clamped on a little better than that. But there's only so much pressure on that, so it really shouldn't be a huge issue. But yeah, I've probably spent way too long talking about that.
Well, also, when you're done with the Vaseline, this is for the ladies. When you're done with the
Hey, wait a
Vaseline,
minute. No, go ahead.
when you're done with the Vaseline, you can also use it as a face moisturizer, because that's what I do every single night. I stick moisturizer all over my face, and then I stick Vaseline all over my face and my neck, and it really helps to keep that moisture in and just make you feel so good the next day about your skin. Okay, we can move on.
There you go.
Oh, also, Jerry Goebel said Python sells a 25-foot extension hose.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Finsanity, excellent trim on the cabinets. Tell the story how you came up with it again. Ah, you rascal. I was in a business meeting. It was a very important business meeting. I was the only person in attendance to this business meeting. And I looked to my right and I saw the casing going around my door in the meeting room. And I turned my head sideways and I said, I'll be damned. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted. And that's how I came up with the idea of doing that. If you don't know what Finsanity's talking about, it's on my Money Pit channel. It's the biggest video on the channel. I don't know why it took off the way it did, but it is the most viewed video on the Money Pit channel. And it's about trim that I put around the top of my cabinets. And it was a funny story.
And it's so funny. I looked at the analytics the other night and I told John, I said, well, according to the analytics, 67% of the viewers are women and the majority are over 50.
Hey, know your audience. That's all I was not even aware of that until you told me the other day.
I was like,
that blew my mind. I was like, what do they want to watch me for? But that's interesting because it is the exact reverse on this channel.
Oh, yeah. It's like there's maybe 20% women.
Yeah. It's been as high as 30 because of you? 100% because
Well, I'm
of
not on the Money Pit, so it's obviously not me.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of true. You were in that one where you had that look on your face like, you made an appearance in the first video.
Yeah.
Well, the first video in this particular series that I'm doing, but doing a series of videos on remodeling my kitchen. And today I started the worst part of the entire project, which is sanding the floors.
I had to get my dinner out of the refrigerator in the hallway.
Yep. Not a fan of sanding floors. Not a fan at all. I even rented the big machine. But I'm not a fan of sanding floors. I'm a fan of sanding, just not floors.
Yeah.
Like I'm a fan of doing drywall, but not ceilings. I'm a fan of painting, but not painting trim. It's like, I'm a diva. Anyway, Leo, again, Lisa and John, have always taken care of the few issues I've had with my orders. It wasn't even their fault. And by I mean like 2 from the 50 plus orders. Yeah, Leo's ordered from us a lot. He is one of our frequent customers. I don't recall, and I'm not going to look it up unless you start talking about something and I have a couple of minutes, but
What are you looking at?
I was going to look up who is our most frequent customer. He's up there.
Bill Mason.
It might be Bill now, or Audrey Paquette is another one that is up there. All right, talk about something. I'm going to look it up.
Well,
Why wouldn't I look it up?
yeah,
It takes
people are in chat.
30 seconds for me to look it
I
up.
am going to.
Got to give credit where credit's due, right?
Oh, yeah. Jules Wordis said, do you think more men than women are into fish keeping? I am curious. I would
Absolutely.
definitely men. And it's not, I'm not just saying that, it's there's just more men into it. But you know what? I'm really glad to see more women coming into it. And I don't know if it's always been like a revolving door, where women just come and go and men just stay, or if it's equal both ways, as far as they both come and go at the same time. But it just seems like it's definitely more men for sure.
It is. It's always been a male-dominated hobby. It just is what it is. And the Money Pit channel being a home improvement channel, there's a lot more women interested in improving their homes than there are women interested in aquariums. But that's never not been a thing. Women, not being as many women in the hobby as men.
William Bratcher says, tips on cichlid fry, anyone? It's my first batch. I've got them in a tumbler right now. Aw. Yeah, gosh, tips. It just seems natural at this point to give information about that. Is just like,
I mean, you got one
don't
going
you
right
know?
now.
we've had hundreds of thousands of cichlid fry and raised them, and I would just say once they're done tumbling and they're actually little baby fry, keep them in something small. You don't have to go crazy. Start them off small, like a 10-gallon tank. Put them in there for a little while. Use a sponge filter while they're small. Feed them a lot. Feed them 2-3 times a day, but the more you feed, the more you have to water change, so keep that in mind. And they will grow, and then you will definitely want to upgrade that 10 after probably, I don't want to say a certain amount of time, but when they get to be about about an inch, yeah, you definitely want to get them into something bigger to grow out in, like a 55. And I went ahead and started mine right off in a 55. I had, what happened? Oh, the mama peacock, she had spit them out right in front of me, and I got it right on camera when she did it. And I kept the fry in a breeder box for like a week, and excuse me, in a 10-gallon tank that I had set up. And I put her in there too, but not in the breeder box, just in the 10-gallon, because I wanted to get her nice and healthy again and plump, and not throw her back in with the breeding group of flavescents, because she was weak, and I didn't want her to go back in there and they've been eating every day super healthy and then she get beat up or whatever. So I kept her in there with the fry separated in the breeder box until she was healthy. And then once I guess it was like a week and a half later, I got to 55, and I stuck the fry in it with the aqua clear, but the little intake sponges on the end of it, so they don't get sucked up into the filter. And I feed them twice a day, and they are growing really fast and are super adorable. So the key to it is just feeding them a lot, water changing, give them enough for them to grow.
I said Audrey Paquette. I meant Audra Meyer.
Oh.
Because she was, there was a time where she was our most frequent customer. But our top 4 are people that you know well.
I can only imagine.
These are our most frequent customers, by the way. Leo, you're 19. You're not 19 orders. You are the 19th most frequent customer of our site, with 26 orders. But who do you think the top 4 are? You know all 4 of them.
Jennifer Anderson.
She's number 1 with 73.
Yeah.
Somebody that orders food every single week.
Evan Rifkin.
Yep. From Riff Waters, the YouTube channel. You already said him.
Bill Mason.
Yep. Number 3.
And
one of your favorite people on the planet is number 4. Big time cat person, not named Curtis Crump. But Curtis Crump is number 11.
Is it Jerry Goble?
It is Jerry Goble.
Yay!
Yep. Jennifer Anderson, Evan Rifkin, Bill Mason, and Jerry Goble are our top 4. Other names that are in the chat: Kevin Ullery,
Yes.
33. Joe Provenzano, who is Finsanity, 32. He's number 10.
Nice.
And then Leo is number 19. Let me see if I can recognize any of the other names in here that are in the chat with us. Curtis Crump, I already said.
Curtis Crump, already said.
So, yeah, 73.
Kaylin Shepard wants to know where he's at.
You know what? I'm not going to scroll through them all. We have 35,020 customers, so
Wow.
I will not. 14 for Kaylin.
Wow, you're not that far away. That's awesome.
Nope. And it gives us all the information we want, really. But the customer, all our customers are important to us.
Absolutely.
But the one who has spent the most money.
Don't say it. I don't think we need to go to that. We don't need to go there. It's probably Joe Provenzano.
It's not.
Because he'll buy the filters, like, when he buys stuff, he'll buy, like, 10 at a time. It's like,
Joe
oh my
has
gosh.
had, I believe, a couple of $500 orders.
Oh,
and
heck
I'm like,
yeah.
what is happening here?
Yeah.
No, this customer is not, I don't think she's part of YouTube. I mean, she had to have heard of us from somewhere, but I can tell you, she orders a lot of plants. Like, it's insane.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And
She's in Virginia.
yep.
Yeah. Jennifer Anderson said, "Hi, I wasn't in the chat because I was placing an order."
That's so funny. Yeah, this other customer that is our top money spender. Joe, you're number 3, by the way. 3 as far as total amount spent. But this other one is way above everybody else, and it's because she orders.
Oh,
She won't order.
she has the same initials as me.
She does. She doesn't order like 2 Wenty greens.
Oh my gosh.
She'll order like 23 of them.
She'll order
And
what's
then
in stock.
8 like she's done that before. She's cleaned us out of certain
Yeah.
plants before. It's madness. And I'm like, how many tanks does she have? But no, I mean, we obviously appreciate every single customer, but you got me off on a little tangent there. That was fun. So, but Leo, 26, that's insane. Appreciate every single one of them too.
Yes, everybody that's ordered, we appreciate you.
Leo again, Lisa and John have always, oh, there it is. High Performance Trucking, I sent an email with my new address, Robert Ransom. That sounds like a country music singer.
Yeah.
Now the top 10 hit from Robert Ransom's coming up next after these messages.
I just got done watching a Netflix show that is called Ransom something. Ransom County, Ransom, I don't know, but it's so funny because it's based in like the storyline and like the show. It's supposed to be in Texas and all that. And it's funny because I messaged Zen. I said, Zen, do you wear a cowboy hat? Like everybody's wearing cowboy hats and stuff in it. And there's just, yeah. Anyway.
That's funny.
And the lead female in it is dating the lead singer of Imagine Dragons. And he even showed up in the show for a minute.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of their music, but if I saw him on a TV show, I wouldn't know that was him. I mean, I've seen him in videos before.
What?
The guy from Imagine Dragons.
Oh, I saw him in concert. Remember, I took CJ back in like 2016.
I do remember.
Best concert as far as like the more newer artist. My favorite concert and best concert, of course, was Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, but I would definitely say, like, I had gone to see Justin Timberlake and Ariana Grande with Kenzie and like all those, and Imagine Dragon was definitely better than Justin Timberlake and Ariana Grande.
Somebody just asked when we'll have Java ferns back in stock. I put 50 of them in inventory yesterday.
Oh.
They should be. Let me make sure that something didn't get. Yeah, they're in stock right now. Okay, Northfin just came in and donated 10 memberships. So I can't see. I don't recall. I don't know. I can't find it. Who it was that asked? Oh, Adam McReynolds. Yep, they're in now, ready to go.
Thank you very
just got
much,
them yesterday.
Darius. Appreciate it.
Yes, Darius. Thank you. And
So
on that topic, everybody start getting your chats in right now. We'll do another giveaway, second giveaway.
We also want to mention, if you are a member, not only did you just get gifted a membership from Northfin, now you can go on our website and you have access to 5% off Northfin fish food yourself. So
that is very, very true. And that is all the time. It's a new code every month that we send it to you through the community page on the YouTube channel. A new code every month for channel members, just for channel members. And we change it every month because, people aren't members forever. So,
can I say what it is?
Can you say what is?
The giveaway.
Of course you can.
Okay. Nano Bits and kelp flakes.
Oh.
I'm a
All
kelp
right.
person. I love the kelp.
But see, now Darius did say, let's include some of the Daenerys stuff in there.
Oh.
So we need to add a bag of Daenerys to both High Performance Truckings and this one. So you're going to go Super Red. You're going to go with the Super Mix. Bug Pro sticks are Northfin, not
the
Daenerys.
Super Mix.
Super Mix. Well, you need to keep track of all this because you're the one.
Uh-oh. I didn't bring a pen.
She just depends on me too much.
No, I don't. I just usually... I have a pen, but I don't have paper.
I'll text it to you. So the first one was kelp wafers and community
Pellets.
And which one? So Super Red then because we're giving the other.
Don't you
Super
feel
Mix.
like Super Red is more for African cichlids? I mean, I do feed it to my goldfish though.
Well, fine. Do the Super Mix on that one too. And it's up to you. You're the giveaway person. So get your chats in now. And I will select another winner in just a moment. Somebody asked about Val. You know what? I don't know when we're going to have that on the website again. And if I'm being truthful, every single time we've had it, it's become a problem. So I got to figure out a way to contain it and the best way to keep it in our system. And then we'll have it again. I could just pull it right out of that tank right there and ship it right out to people. That
what?
one.
That's my Val.
That's what I meant. I meant to say that one because that one's full.
I don't know what I do, but I can grow some Val. They're in all the tanks. Just takes over.
Somebody said to Northfin, can I ask a question? Darius will answer your question if he hasn't already. And if there's one thing I know about Northfin, Darius in particular, that man loves to talk about fish food. So yeah. I'm sure. But you could also just ask your question to me. And if Darius is not still in the chat, I can text him and say, hey, somebody wants to know this. He'll get right back to me because he always
Yeah.
does. He's awesome about that stuff. Any recommendations on schooling fish to go with opaline blue gourami in a 36-gallon? My answer is always going to be, when it comes to schooling fish, either rummy-nosed tetras or silver tips. Love me some silver tips. If you recall in the video I recently did, my friend Greg hates that fish. I've never quite understood why. But he does.
Oh, from Aquariums Unlimited?
Do what you got to do.
Are you turning me off?
Lisa has to pee.
John.
I just told everybody. 33,000 people in here watching, and I just told them you all had to pee. I told them all you had to pee. What am I supposed to do? Just act like you didn't walk away? Weirdo. Okay. So, wait a second. Okay, I thought Darius did it again. I said, hold on a second. I thought there was another 10 memberships in there. I said, good grief. Love Reminos, have platinum ones from Dan's. You absolutely cannot go wrong with Reminos. I love them. I'm on a silver tip kick right now, though. I absolutely love those. Fluval 3.0 or Aqua Illuminate. Yeah, that's, you know what I meant, right? Listen, I've been talking about it this whole stream so far. What I would actually do, Doxy, Diane, is I would hold off for the 4.0 because it's coming soon. And I would go with that. That is my personal preference. I love me some fluval plant lights. I do not think there is a better light on the planet for the normal everyday fish keeper. Yes, the Kessels, and there are some elite level lights that might put out more light and be better than the fluvals, but for us mere mortals, there is not a better light than the Fluval 3.0, soon to be 4.0. You cannot go wrong there. But having said that, I've heard nothing but good things about the AI lights. So I don't think you can go wrong there either. I like the new background. I know you have had it for a few weeks, but it looks good. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with it too. You okay now?
Yeah, great.
You didn't have to float back in here?
Nope.
Fluvalite is my next big purchase, so I'll wait for the 4.0. It's a good choice, and we will be selling them. So, if you want to order from us, we would appreciate it quite a bit. And you best believe I'll be doing a video on that. F that. You ask anyway. Ask twice if you want. Whoa. What is Whip doing here?
I don't know.
Okay, won't ask any questions. Oh. I don't know. Do you see, this is probably a person complaining that I have not gotten to their chat. Do you see how many people are in the chat?
No. I have to look. Let me look.
I'm not asking you that question. I'm asking this person that question. Would you be mad if we bought snails for pea pupper food? No, people do it all the time.
Always.
In fact, when we get orders for the 24 packs of ram's horns or the 20 packs of bladders, we're expecting that's what people are doing. I mean, that's...
Or bladder snails.
Isn't that what I said? What did I say?
I don't know.
20 pack of bladder snails and the
24 pack.
24 packs of ram's horns. That's what we expect people are doing. And puffers are notorious snail eaters, so no, we're not offended by that at all. Listen, we sell snails. You want to spend good money on a fancy Batman snail or rabbit snail and feed it to another. Hey, it's your snail. Do whatever you want to do. What's new on the 4.0? So there's a couple of things, but it's hard for me to really talk about because I haven't got my hands on it yet. But I know they redid the feet for the lights. They're also including the The attachments to raise the light up off the tank if you want. I don't think it's going to work if you have lids on your tank, which is the same thing. The Aqualife does the same thing. It comes with the clips to raise it up off the tank, which is awesome. But if you have lids, I don't know how that's going to work. But it does come with those, which is really cool. It comes with a couple of different mounting brackets, and they've completely redone the app, which I don't have the lights yet, so I haven't uploaded the newer version of the app yet. But the app is supposed to be improved. And then, of course, you know, like iPhones and everything else, everything on the light is improved. Better LEDs, better lenses, better all of that. So that's as much as I can tell you now, Audrey, because that's all I know.
Question. Jennifer has a question. Does it matter what size surface skimmer is used in an aquarium? Would that be based off of what size aquarium it is?
I would imagine. I didn't see the question, so
It's way back there.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the surface skimmer, you guys going to do a pre-sale maybe? You know, I would love to do that because it would make buying them easier, but we've gotten in trouble doing that before. It's like you do the pre-sale and then they don't come in, and
You got to wait for them, and yeah.
But it depends. I mean, if we get tracking information like, okay, they're on our way here, then maybe I would. But anyway, surface skimmers, the whole concept of a surface skimmer is to get the surface of your water moving and getting it, you know, some, like the mini skim has filtration in it to where it's going to pick stuff up and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know that the size really requires, or there's a requirement. But what I will say is, even though this crazy person sitting across from me has done it,
What?
if you put like a mini skim, the Seche mini skim,
I do it.
on a 125, a 6-foot long tank,
It works. Look at that valve.
well, that valve
Just
was
that valve. Look at that valve.
that valve was big before you put that in there.
Shoot, it's even bigger now because of that mini skim. That mini skim really made that valve take off.
She feels bad for saying what she said about the filter media, but
No, I'm not. That's a Seche product. I believe in it 100%.
I do too. Of course I do, but it's not made for a 125 is my point.
It's made for anywhere from a 10-gallon to a 125.
But here's the thing. If you want it to pull water across the entire surface, it's not going to do it on a 125 because it's not meant for that. It's meant for smaller aquariums, hence the name mini skim. But if you're getting a skimmer and you have a 6-foot tank, you buy a bigger, I don't think it really matters as long as it moves all of the water. You know, there's really no rules as far as it's a 75-gallon aquarium. So yeah, my wife would not tell you this, but
Put
I'm going to tell
one on
you
each
this.
end.
I don't think the mini skim, which she didn't ask for the mini skim, but I don't think the
Nah, I
mini
know.
skim is for you. You would want to get something larger. But then you do also have to ask the question, is it really necessary? Is that what your tank is missing? I know that this is counterproductive to what you're asking, but
A Shark Pro 500.
that we'll see. Yeah. I mean, there's other things that you can use that will perform the same task, but also do other things. Like the Shark Pro, that'll be its own filter as well as doing the same thing as a skimmer does.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, I think, I don't know, the Seche products work really good on planet tanks.
well, of
In
course
my
they do.
opinion.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying it's, you know,
I mean, my 75-gallon all-male guppy tank, all it has is, it has a, shoot, what is that in there? It's a Shark Pro, Shark Pro Nano 250, and on
she
one
likes
side,
putting little filters in big tanks.
and then on the other end is a sponge filter. And the plants are growing great.
Yeah, there you go.
Works for me.
I am not in any way questioning whether CJ products work or not. What I'm saying is, even Jay would tell you, you put that on what size tank? I mean, it's not made for that.
It works for mine.
All right, y'all ready? I'm going to choose a winner. Do you want to push the button or you want me to do it?
I want to do it.
You got to push. You got to push. Hold on,
Is
let me
it-
put it on here. And then you just push right there.
Right here. Right?
Ready? Here she goes.
Who'd I pick?
Snaffa Mary.
Oh, nice.
Snaffa Mary, I hope you live in the United States. I mean, I'm just saying. That sounds like somebody. Oh, and that's a member too. Look
yeah.
at that. How perfect is that?
Sweet.
That's amazing. So, Snaffa Mary, I hope I'm saying the name properly. Lisa's the best button pusher.
I
Trust me,
try.
she pushes my buttons all the time. I'm well aware. She probably does the same to you, Zen. And I didn't mean for that to sound weird. Anyway, Snaffa Marie, if I'm saying your name right, or she lives in Iowa. Good. Or,
Oh.
yeah. Email me, kgtropicals@gmail.com. Give me your information. If you're, again, I say this every time. If you're a customer of our website, just give me your name and I'll use the information that we already have.
Oh,
Or-
she said, say it like Mary. Snaffa Mary.
Snaffa Mary. There you go.
Cool.
Isn't that what I was saying?
Yeah, you said Snaffa Mary, then you said Snaffa Marie.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So,
Yeah.
that is it
That's
for the
it.
giveaways. That's not it for the live stream, y'all. And I'm here using a Shark Pro 900 for a 36. So, Revcoon, see what you have going on there
Is good filtration.
is you're using a bigger a filter on a tank that's rated for bigger than what you have. That's the opposite problem. And it's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's an opposite issue from what we're talking about here. Sorry, good Lord. I have never been somebody that would ridicule someone for putting a larger filter than they need on a tank, because almost all, of course, including the Shark Pros, you can turn the flow down if it's too much, but you can only turn them up so high. So if you put a Tidal 35 on a 75, it's going to move the water around. It's going to do okay, but it's not meant for a 75. You can't turn it up to make it compensate for the extra size. That's what she said. But you can get a filter that's too big. You can put a 110 on a 75-gallon tank and turn it down if it's too much.
Well, the thing is, I want to be clear here. All the tanks that I do that with, where I have like less filtration, it's because my plants are doing the filtering in my tank. I'm just adding a little flow to keep things going. I'm not depending on it being my main filtration, so.
No, and that is a good point. There is already plenty of filtration on those tanks. You're just adding it on there for a little extra oomph, a little more water movement.
And it's small, you can barely see it, so you see more plants, and it just, I don't know, it's my thing.
I mean, listen, if you have a nano tank or you have a smaller tank, and you want an internal filter because you don't want to fool with ever being concerned about, water getting on your floor and all that kind of stuff, there's no better internal filter than the Shark Pro. I'll say it to all of the faces. I ain't afraid of nobody.
I have bowls that don't have any filtration or heat in it. That just the plants are the filter too. That's why I'm saying it's,
You have a nice little ecosystem going on in there.
Exactly.
I might have missed JFK2, and if I did, I apologize for that. Thank God you're back, Lisa. We've endured way too much John.
Oh,
That hurts my feelings, but I understand, and it is true.
thank you.
Now I know why I skipped that one. No, but that was a $10 super chat. Thank you, JFK2, and I'm not offended by that because it is true. You can only tolerate so much of me. I completely get it. Robert Ransom, that was first name Robert. I already did that. Would you be mad if we fed our snails to pea puffers? Lady Newgardia with a $5 super chat.
Oh.
My Anubias is getting holes in it. Why? There's a whole lot of reasons that could be happening.
Do you have, I mean,
Do you have something that's eating holes in it?
yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, in my opinion, or in my experience, I'm trying to think here, which aquarium is it? I think it's the Sanipa Red pencilfish tank. I have an Anubias in there that got holes in it. It's got shrimp and it's got ram's horn snails in it, along with the fish. When I'm not feeding, like calcium or extra food for the snails, I think they do eat holes in the Anubias. I mean, I that's just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That's why I just left it to you. I mean, there's probably some little mouths in there that are drilling little holes in
I
them.
mean, if you're not feeding them, then they're like, well, we got to feed ourselves somehow. But in my experience with snails is if you're feeding them and they have everything they need to be, to eat, they don't mess with your plants. So
Scuds could be eating it. That's true too. That's certainly true. You might have little critters in there that you don't know about that are eating
so you
it.
put fish in there to eat scuds.
That's true. Shark Pro sent me a new filter, no questions asked, when a part broke. Best customer service ever. Yeah, it's not even up for debate. And I know those guys. I know the people that handle it. So, and it's not my bias. I see it. I know what's going on with them. Whenever I've had issues, it's always been taken care of right away. And I don't think there's anybody else in the industry that's offering a 5-year warranty like they are. So, I mean, come on. What's better than that?
Zen said typically they only eat dead or dying things. Yeah, and that's true. I agree 100% with that. But if something's not dead or dying, then they don't have anything to eat. They find something to eat. That's why I said in most cases that's not in most cases that's not what's happening. But if something is hungry enough, they're going to eat something.
One Pro and a Nano in my 20. Hey, that's hardcore. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The Shark Pro Nanos are the cutest little filters you've ever seen in your life. They just are. They're the cutest, most adorable little things. I had one in my 20-gallon that I was using for a test to test it out.
Yeah, where is it now?
It's still in there. I just left it in there. Why take it out? It ain't hurting nothing. It's helping.
And the shrimp like it too because you've got like stuff growing around it and they go up there and they eat off of it. So adorable.
And that's the thing.
And did you see that lovely like layer of duckweed I accidentally got in there for you?
No, never saw it.
It's beautiful.
It's everywhere and it snows down every time it goes over to the filter.
It just looks so beautiful in there along with all the other plants.
I mean, you're going to have a planted tank. You're going to have duckweed eventually. I don't hate it, but...
I had it on my hand from working in here doing something, and then I went into your aquarium, I think, to collect some snails out of it, and that one piece of duckweed did that. Now the whole top of the 20 is, like, filled with it.
Yeah, and I think it's cool when duckweed, when you look at it from the front and maybe a little lower, which is... if you know what I'm trying to say, kind of the position I'm in when I look in my tank because of what's sitting right in front of it, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And so I'm kind of looking up at the surface and you see the little roots hanging down from the duckweed. I just think that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I just think that's cool.
Yeah, and the shrimp like it too. They like to go up underneath. And sometimes you'll see snails. They'll just be like attached and floating up there with it.
Duckweed snow globe. That's 100%. That's exactly what it is. And... I don't hate duckweed, but as a plant retailer, I hate duckweed because I don't want a single piece being attached to a plant that I send out. But it's unavoidable. It's going to happen at some point. And most people, I've never had a complaint from somebody saying, oh, I got duckweed. So, I'm making an issue out of something that's not an issue, but I wouldn't complain about it if I had it because I think it's cool. And but it can become a problem. But then you scoop it out, do what you do. You scoop it out of my tank, you throw it in the toilet, and then you don't flush the toilet.
Shut up. Jared from Cali asks, when will there be more snails in stock? Which ones are you looking for? Because I do need to update the inventory on like the ones I breed. Been a little busy.
Duckweed is annoying. You can't make me like it. Duckweed is kind of like, it's kind of like snails and shrimp. You put them in your tank, unless they're nerites or something that's more difficult to breed. They're going to reproduce, and that's one of the cool things about it. But, duckweed can cause a problem. If it was so bad in my tank that it was blocking all of the light from my plants that are down at the bottom, I would have a problem with it. But those plants are like, wow. So
because they work together.
It's not a problem.
They work together. They're like.
I actually need to trim a lot of those plants back. Like the wisteria has become, half the tank is full of the wisteria. And see, that's what's funny about.
You know why everything's growing like that? I'm completely overfeeding it. Oops, sorry.
Did you bump that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now my camera's froze.
I'm completely overfeeding that tank so that I can get more ram's horn snails out of there. So everything's like, the circle of life. You're getting lots of poop. And the snails are eating the substrate. And yeah.
Nobody can see what I'm doing here. I was just trying to make a funny face.
Oh, you were
because
frozen.
The camera is frozen on me. It's all your fault.
Is it working now?
No, it's still frozen.
Wait, here.
So I was trying to
make... Is
make...
that better? I tapped it.
No.
Sorry.
Maybe that'll make a difference. Well, I might just have to be frozen until, you're fired. But I was trying to make a funny face so that when it did freeze on me, that it was frozen. But
that's a funny one.
So you talk. I'm going to try to do it.
Oh my gosh. So yes, I do have blue and gold ram's horns and also purple and magenta mysteries.
It worked. I did it.
Does it work now?
It's probably a delay. You'll see it eventually. I know a guy that put a floating ring.
Oh my gosh.
To stop the duckweed from spreading all over the surface. Yeah, Foo the Flower Horns, I think most watched video is something like that, where there's where he has a ring in the top of his tank and the duckweed's all around it. Yeah, that's a pretty cool look.
I tried the ring, but the duckweed, huh?
I'm back now.
Oh, the duckweed just found its way into that ring.
Can you start carrying Tropical 1-2 Grow cups? I want to do a big purchase of high grow pea and some buse. We do carry a lot of them. We don't have hardly any of them in stock at the moment because, there's that thing going on right now. But what we have been doing is experimenting with tissue cultures from other companies. And so we will be hopefully rolling some of that out soon. But there might be a couple of the Tropica. I absolutely love Tropica, so don't misunderstand what I'm trying to say. But, their prices just drastically went up. And it's not their fault. So, everything else we get is from the United States, so we don't have those issues. So, and it really, really sucks. Emma Rose, don't you dare screenshot that. All you got to do is rewind a little bit, and you can. All she did was tap the camera. I don't even know why that happened. It was really weird.
I was like...
Yeah, never do that again, or you want to keep your job. I'm kidding.
You mean I can get fired?
Redroot floaters surface movement ? Notice a growth difference between a tank with almost none versus the rest. You absolutely will.
Mine grow a lot more with less flow.
Yep. Redroot floaters and duckweed are very, very different. Duckweed will grow in a sewer in the dark, freezing cold. Redroot floaters, substantially more picky than that. Substantially more better looking too. But yeah, it appreciates very little, if to zero flow, if possible.
So does all my duckweed.
Well, the duckweed will do even better, but the duckweed will continue to grow, even if there's a lot of movement. I was just kidding, John. JFK, I was not offended. I was giving you a hard time. It's fun. I would prefer watching Lisa do live streams over me anyway. In fact, I thought about today, like 2 minutes before the stream started, I thought about saying, all right, it's all you today, and just letting it be her. But she would have freaked out if I did that.
No.
You would have. And
I'd
you
have
know
sat
it.
here. I'd have taken over. You'd have been like, wow, I guess I don't ever have to do a live stream again. Everybody would have been like, wow, Lisa's back. And we'd have had 625,000 people watching. It would have been the biggest, best live stream we've ever had on KG Tropicals. But you made the right choice because I enjoy your company on the live stream. So
I was just reading the chat. Did you say...
what?
What did you just say? You said it would have been a good choice to not have you on the stream? What? I'm a terrible person. I wasn't paying attention because I was reading the chat.
Seriously, you just didn't hear anything I just said?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Well,
Did you say something?
You'll have to rewatch.
Did you say something really nice about me?
No, you have to rewatch and listen.
I'm sorry. I feel bad.
It's all good.
But at least
I'll
I didn't
remind
say.
you later.
At least I didn't say filter media is a scam. I know you said something about a mistake, but somebody was asking, how do I get my gourami to stop eating my floating plants? And that just kind of threw me for a loop. You don't have floating plants in with a gourami. That's how you get them to stop. You're not going to get them to stop doing that. There's really no magic formula to doing that. You can actually feed them well, and so they're full and not out there looking to eat your floating plants. But yeah, you're not going to really do that.
Have you been biting on the end of my pen?
Maybe. I think it was Carl. Water wisteria and bacopa floating is a good option. I heard it does well floating. They both do. Yes, they absolutely will. The funny thing is, the wisteria, I know for certain. I think the bacopa will do it too. Well, first of all, the bacopa will grow right out of the water, and it's pretty cool. It looks completely different. But the wisteria will send roots all the way down to the substrate, and it's pretty funny. So I've never used it as a floating plant, but eventually when you have wisteria, it ends up looking like a floating plant because it goes so crazy, and I just love that. I love that so much. Lisa and her self-confidence. I love it.
You love
I do.
it?
We are 2 minutes away, so you need to close us out here tonight because you're the guest of honor tonight. Not a guest anymore.
I'm a guest.
You're officially back.
I'm back. Well, one thing I didn't do is say thank you to whoever sent me some cat food and litter from the Amazon wish list for the kitties.
That's the one that was left in the rain.
Yep. But the one box didn't have anything in it saying who it was from, and then the other box said enjoy your gift without a name. So I don't know who sent it, but I wanted to say thank you very much. And I haven't been here in a couple months to tell everybody else thank you to, but there's been several people that have still sent the kitty food and the litter and treats and stuff, and I really appreciate it because it definitely comes in handy. All the strays that are outside that I have not been able to catch have been eating well. I'd love to get that under control really soon too. So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you very much. I appreciate it, and so do they.
And let me clarify, when I said it got left out in the rain, the delivery person left it in the rain. It did not affect the product inside, but the box, the outside
Yeah.
Amazon box got wet, which made the receipt wet,
Yeah.
which made it impossible to be able to read what was on there. But the product inside was perfectly fine.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it was a
definitely.
wild, very sudden rainstorm, so
And
kind of cut 'em
that
some
was
slack.
Monday. That was Monday, and where we were at, there was a tornado that touched down. Did you know that?
Our
in
security
Windsor?
system warned us about it.
No, at the time we were at down there, Williamston, a
Oh.
tornado had touched down by Windsor around 5 p.m. the exact same day we were in that area.
We were
Don't
having
you
dinner.
remember how bad it was when we drove through there?
Yeah, it was ugly.
crazy.
It was not fun, and the windshield wipers in my van suck.
Yes, they do.
So I just got the text
Oh,
from
thank
Jason.
you, Dennis. It was from Dennis McKelvey. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Dennis, you're too kind.
Yeah, thank you.
So Jason and Joanna are live. They
Oh.
are ready to go. I just got the text from Jason. So
Nice.
thank you to everyone. Thank you, Northfin, for donating the
thank you,
food for
Northfin.
us to give out to all of y'all and all of the super chatters and all of that. And I will let you
And
say goodbye
yes,
to everybody.
Thank you to our mods, and thank you everybody for being here. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Both of us, not just me. Sorry about that.